In position, Captain. IGR 140288.
Right. Take her up 8 fathoms.
Prepare surface stations. Blow tanks 1 through 6.
Yes, sir.
Steady at 8 fathoms, sir.
Right. Nothing in sight. Prepare to surface.
Surface stations.
Maintain visual and radar. Watch for surface vessels. Where are we, Lieutenant?
Right here, Captain.
Fine. Well, we've made good time. Hover cruise at 20 knots. Steer a course 126.
Steer 126, speed 20 knots. Tracking aerial set up, sir.
Right. This is skydiver to control. We have surfaced. In position to check the satellite.
Roger, skydiver.
What's happening, Captain?
Well, I've got a feeling it's pretty important. Commander Straker's playing this one close to his chest.
There's the signal.
It looks good.
I have a radar sighting. Bearing 279.
Right. Looks like a freighter. Take it down.
Yes, sir. Dive, dive, dive.
Skydiver to Shadow Control.
Shadow control.
We had to crash dive to avoid a surface vessel.
What was it?
A freighter, but I'm sure they didn't see us.
Before we dived, we did manage to pick up the satellite.
Its orbit looked good.
Thank you, skydiver. I'll tell Commander Straker.
How far is it now?
Around 8 miles. Do you think it'll work?
Well, I think so. But then I always was an eternal optimist.
4 minutes, Doctor.
Right. Check area latitude.
10 seconds to transmission check, sir.
There it is. Smack on the nose.
The first transmissions are coming through, sir. Signal strength 012147.
What's the distortion?
Minimal. Decimal 072.
Fine. Keep tracking.
I think Dr. Young was a little put out at not being able to see the results.
Yes. Security's a word I don't like to throw at a man who goes out of his way to cooperate.
Maybe we could send him a couple of prints.
Let's wait and see if there's anything on the tape to print.
All set up, Ford?
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
Look at that detail. That's taken from nearly 500 miles out.
Fantastic quality.
Fantastic. A real breakthrough. See this one here? Range 490 miles, magnification times 250. It's like a helicopter shot.
Well, I'm convinced. We'll throw everything we've got into getting this project approved. How's it going, Kelly?
Pretty well, Commander.
In fact, the test run was so successful, there are very few modifications needed.
That's quite a setup. When can I tell the commission we'll be ready to go?
3-4 weeks. We just have to check out the link systems.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, Commander. Could I have a word with you? Do you mind, John?
No, not at all.
Well, what's on your mind?
Tomorrow you're going to ask the Aerospace Commission for $1 billion.
Yes, for one of the most important projects SHADO has ever undertaken.
Sure. It's the first item on the agenda. There are 53 others. Mine's number 52. It comes right after how much do we spend on new coffee machines. Look, all I'm asking for is $50,000, and the chances are I won't get it.
I don't see how I can help you, Kelly.
I think my project's important, sir. You could help me.
Now, wait a minute. You've done a great job on the device. But you're a group.
Group? There are just 2 of us, Commander. But with that $50,000, we could complete the development on the stereo scan.
I'd like to help. But I think you're looking the wrong way, Kelly. Space. That's where you should turn your talent.
Well, I hope you get your $1 billion.
Oh, I'll get it. It's a space project.
very pretty. But don't pull a bulldozer job in here, Straker.
I won't have to. Nice to see you again.
Gentlemen, the Financial Committee, the Aerospace Commission is in session. Now, you all know Commander Straker, and by the billion-dollar cost estimate beside it, you will have realized that the first project on the agenda is his.
Thank you, General. Gentlemen, this drawing shows a standard B-142 space probe. Now, the project will use a modified version of this spacecraft. I'd like you to notice the domed structure here. Now, from this cross-section, you'll see that it incorporates a device which, in layman's terms, can best be described as an electronic telescope. The principle is very simple. It is a telescope which, instead of using light, operates with a stream of electrons, and it's capable of scanning with a magnification of up to times 2,500. Lieutenant Masters.
These shots of the Earth were taken from an orbit between 450 and 500 miles out.
The electron telescope scans an area, radios the information back to Earth, and the impulses are transmitted into these pictures. And as you can see, the definition is as good as any normal photograph. The tracking and homing mechanisms are also very elaborate, but they've been fully tested and will enable the probe to home in on the planet from 2 million miles out.
I'm sorry to disillusion you, Straker, but I can get you great shots of the Earth with a $2 camera from a balloon.
Yes, I should have been more explicit, General. By the planet, I didn't mean Earth. The purpose of the project, gentlemen, is to enable the probe to track and follow a UFO to its origin. To home in and get high-definition close-ups of the alien planet. Now, my project is to launch a standard or a modified B-142 space probe and place it into a parking orbit around the moon.
SHADO don't have those kind of facilities.
No. We would have to use NASA for the launch. Now, the telescope and the electronics are still on the secret list, so they would have to be fitted by moon-based astronauts after the probe had been placed in a parking orbit. Well, find Foster and bring him into my office, will you, Alec?
Well, did they approve it?
We've got ourselves a deal. We even got a time slot from NASA. Oh, launch 712 in 4 weeks' time.
Well, that's great.
Yes, we could be a lot closer to some of the answers.
Well, there she is, ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned a lot in these last weeks. Listen, have you got a pen? I thought I'd just write out the check for 50,000.
Well, that's all right. I can cash in some of the family jewels. Anyway, there's always next year or the year after. Well, she's all yours, Lieutenant. I hope we get you those shots.
Yeah.
I'll see you around.
Will Lieutenant Masters report for pre-lunar medical right away?
Long day?
Long month. Well, I think we're set. Well, listen, I'm thinking of taking Keith Ford with me to Moonbase.
Good idea. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Yes. Well, listen, Alec, you'd better keep all Earth-lunar communication down to a minimum.
Sure. What's the situation on the launch?
The launch? Well, I think we can safely leave that with NASA.
Give me a readout on the master computer.
Electronic readout. A-OK. Countdown continues at T minus 4 hours, 32 minutes, 8 seconds.
Missile power. Go. Water system. Go. Fuel system. Go. Telemetry. Go. T minus 3 minutes.
We have green on all readouts. T minus 60 seconds.
29, 28, 27.
We have go for ignition at minus
25, 24, 23, 22, 21. 18, 17.
Main
16,
stage ignition.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We have liftoff. T plus 55. T plus 60.
24800.
T plus 65.
15 miles down.
He looks good.
NASA reports the launch is successful, sir.
Right.
Moon-based control to lunar module. Switch to automatic LLS. Will bring you in by radio beam.
minus 27.
Welcome to Moonbase, Commander.
Thank you.
If you come with me, I'll show you to your quarters.
Oh, you two go along. Paul, let's go to control. I want to check on that space probe report.
Hello, Commander.
Lieutenant, Nina, Joan.
How's the flight?
Very smooth, thank you. How's everything here?
Fine.
Oh, Lieutenant, do you have the space probe report? Oh, good, good.
Apogee 0.124 below requirement, but we can easily correct it. I've worked out a rough schedule for the astronauts. We understand the probe is to be modified in space.
Oh, this is great. Well, we'll have to go through it together, of course.
I did say it was a rough schedule, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Because of the radio security clampdown, no one on Moonbase knows the purpose of Project Discovery, as it has been codenamed. But I do know how hard some of you have worked on it. As you know, a modified B-142 space probe has been placed into a parking orbit around the moon. Now, the first phase is to fit specialized equipment into the probe. This equipment has already been shipped to Moonbase from Earth. Phase 2 is to maneuver a UFO into a position where the probe can be activated into a flight pattern which will enable it to follow the alien back to its origin. When the probe gets within 2 million miles of its target, it will start to transmit. With luck, we should get the first close-up shots of another world. It will be our first step in bringing the fight back to the alien planet. Thank you. An exciting situation, Lieutenant.
Yes, it is.
Look, you've got to get things set up as fast as possible.
Right. Who's going out on the probe?
Colonel Foster and Lieutenant Masters.
Moonbase control to lunar module. Your flight pattern is go for rendezvous.
Right. Confirm 1.4.
Zero 22417.
Roger, Control. We have visual contact. We're in position. Onboard computer reads go for spacewalk.
We have green on all systems.
Moonbase control to lunar module. Confirm go for spacewalk.
Safety lines checked. Send out the camera on my signal. but aboard satellite. Condition green. Stage 1 complete.
Control to space team. Roger.
Great work, Paul. Pass my congratulations on to your team. Now, I've asked you all here to explain the next and most vital phase of the operation. Now, the space probe is in orbit. The equipment has been installed and fully tested. Lieutenant Ellis?
The problem is to force a UFO into an orbit complementary to the space probes. Then we can activate the tracking systems on the B-142 and enable it to latch onto the UFO. This will involve scheduling the interceptors very precisely. We've made a computer study of UFO approaches, and the general pattern is marked, as you can see.
Now, Lieutenant Ellis has compiled an interceptor schedule, but a lot of the decisions will have to be made on the spot.
Does that mean we have to play this one by ear?
Right.
Isn't that dangerous?
It involves a certain risk, Colonel.
A calculated risk, Lieutenant, based on a careful weighing of human factors as much as logic. Well, all we have to do now is wait for a UFO.
Red alert. UFO bearing 142 blue. UFO maintaining course.
This is Control. I have a red alert. I repeat, a red alert. Have UFO on positive track. 142 blue.
Speed, Sol 8.35.
140, 139.
SIT has just confirmed. It's coming in on the predicted flight path.
Good. Well, she's all yours, Lieutenant.
This is Control to interceptors. Immediate launch. Repeat, immediate launch.
Right, let's go.
This is Commander Straker. You all realize how important this mission is. Your controller will be Lieutenant Ellis. Flight plans will be relayed by Lieutenant Ford.
UFO maintaining course. Speed Sol minus 8.35.
UFO maintaining course and speed. Stand by for onboard computer read in.
00102.
1319-0124, input N.
Roger, Control. UFO maintaining course. Bearing 142 blue. Range 18 million miles. $17 million miles.
Entering area red, 081.
There it is.
It's changing course.
UFO entering area red, 084, speed, sol 8.37.
We'll have to readjust the schedule.
Right. Compute for new flight plan.
Right, sir.
Control to interceptors, stand by for new flight plan. 042, 148.
2148. Increase speed to sol
1.127.
Leader to 2 and 3. Alter course to
2148.
Roger, leader.
Interceptors losing contact, sir.
We've got to turn it. If we use a detonation here, the UFO will be forced to swing away onto this sort of a course. Tell the interceptors to explode a missile in area blue. 128.
Control to interceptors. Break formation. We'll relay new flight plans. Control to interceptors.
Missile timing 15.18 seconds.
Thank you, Control. Commencing missile sequence. Firing -5.2 seconds.
It's altered course.
UFO entering area blue 132.
Maintaining speed.
Crossing into blue 133.
It's coming round just right.
It's accelerating, sir. 0.38. 8.39. You have to use a second missile, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Right. Compute it.
Yes, sir.
Well?
I think a missile in area blue 27 should do it, Commander.
Order the missile launch.
Yes, sir. Missile timing 104.
018, 826.
Roger.
Detonation confirmed, sir.
UFO veered to new course. 301. Compute B142. Will link up in 4-3 seconds.
Lieutenant,
Oh, Commander Straker.
how do you feel?
Fine, thanks.
How about a cup of coffee?
Yes, I'd like that.
How do you like your coffee?
No sugar. Thanks.
Well, here's to Project Discovery.
Cheers.
You know, I want to thank you, Gay, for all the hard work you put into this project. And the long hours. You know, I think you push yourself a little bit too hard. You're doing a fine job, Gay. A man's job, but you don't have to do it any better because you're a woman. And don't ever forget, you're a very attractive girl.
Thanks for the coffee. And thank you.
Lieutenant?
Colonel Foster,
Sir.
when do we leave?
1800 hours tomorrow, sir.
Good. Let me give you a piece of advice, Paul. Don't ever judge a situation by the end of a conversation.
Lunar module takeoff, minus 18 minutes.
I just come in to say thank you, girls.
When will the first pictures be through, sir?
Well, the experts tell me 4 months, so let's hope that they're worth waiting for. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
Goodbye, Commander.
Okay. Next time you're on Earth furlough, drop in and see me.
Yes, I will.
They're coming through now, sir.
Right. Feed it through the decoder straight into printout.
Right, sir.
Fantastic. Look at that.
Tell the lab I want the preliminary report in 24 hours.
Yes, sir.
We've got the answers, Alec. We've got the answers.
Commander?
I did say 24 hours, Kelly.
Yes, sir, but we haven't had time to type up a report.
And give it to me verbally.
There was a fault in the device.
A fault?
Yes, sir. The range and magnification on each shot wasn't transmitted.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
That means, except for superfluous detail, these shots tell us very little.
Look, what are you trying to sell me, Kelly? Well, look at that. Look at that detail. But it must tell you something.
Yes, but was it taken from 500 or 100 miles? With a magnification of 1 or 1,000?
Oh, come on. Look, if I take a picture of a girl from 3 feet or 100 yards, I can still see it's a girl.
I want to show you something, Commander. Now, whatever the range, that's a shot of the alien planet. A close-up of the surface.
Yes. And I'm no expert, but that must be some form of vegetation.
Some form of vegetation, you think? You could be right. Well, why don't we take another look? Now, let's pull back. You'll notice the curvature of the horizon.
Well, surely from that we can work out an approximation of the overall size.
Let's pull back a little more.
What is this, Kelly? Some sort of joke?
You said earlier, Commander, you could recognize a girl from 3 feet or 100 yards. What about when the shot is from 30 inches, with a magnification varying from 0 to 10,000?
Hello, Commander.
Lieutenant?
Thank you. You can relax now.
Hold it there a moment, will you, Lieutenant? Magnification 0 times 10, 100, 1,000.
Not the most flattering of pin-ups, nor the best way to spend a furlough.
Thanks for all your help, Gay.
Pleasure. Goodbye, Commander.
Lieutenant? Yes. I'm beginning to see the problem.
I'd like you to have a look at that monitor. What would you say this is, Commander?
Well, before your demonstration, I would have said a lava formation of some kind.
Actually, it's a section of fractured polystyrene.
It's incredible.
Here's another.
From the structure in the center, it could be a building.
In fact, Commander, it's a grain of pollen. Another shot which could well be taken for a strange rock formation.
Yes, I have to agree.
Puffed wheat, sir. Without knowing details of range and magnification, the lava flow becomes a piece of shattered polystyrene, magnification times 2155. A pollen grain becomes a futuristic building, and a grain of puffed wheat, a rock formation.
Tell me, how are these shots produced?
Well, microphotography is well established, but the secret is three-dimensional effect, the depth of focus. It's been known for 25 years, but it needs development.
So, while we've all been looking into outer space, men like you have been sitting on this. Inner space, your pet project.
Yes. It's a vast area, almost completely unexplored. But I believe it'll give us the answers to some of the basic questions about the universe, and even life itself.
Well, maybe we've all been looking the wrong way. You know, when you really think about it, everything in this office, every object, even a speck of dust, contains billions of particles. And each particle is made up of millions of atoms. A whole universe within these four walls. I walk along a beach, stand with millions of grains of sand beneath my feet. Is everything we know, this office, our world, the vastness of space itself, inside one grain of sand on another beach, on another world, in another universe? Space is infinite, both ways, outward and inward.
You can tell Kelly he'll get his appropriation. Maybe more than he expects. I get the picture.
A greatly magnified picture, General.
Mr. Croxley. Been working late, have you?
Just finishing off the wages accounts for tomorrow.
That's right. We wouldn't want our pay transfers to be late, would we?
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. Why did you come?
I thought I'd meet you. Aren't you pleased to see me?
Yes. Would have been better as a surprise. I'm not going home.
Oh, I forgot the doctor.
I told you this morning.
Well, you can drop me off on the way. I'll take a taxi home. I have been to see...
She'll be better tomorrow.
Who?
Your mother. You saw her today.
Oh, God, this is awful. John, please try not to do that.
Tell me how. It isn't easy.
You're letting it get on top of you.
What do you expect? It isn't exactly normal, is it?
The doctor said it would pass.
And if it doesn't? Have you thought about that?
Don't, John. It can't stay like this. That would be too much. It'll be all right.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you.
Stella.
Sorry.
Shut up, can't you? Stop it. That stupid remark you're always using.
What can I say? As soon as I tell you about anything.
You just don't think.
I'm tired of it, John. You never used to be like this. The doctor's got to do something. I don't know how long I can stand it.
What is it, Mr. Croxley? Now, won't you relax and tell me all about it? Ah, that's better. Now, let us see if we can go back to the start of your condition.
What do you want, Doctor? A show? A few party tricks?
I really don't think that that will be necessary, Mr. Croxley. You know, sometimes I wonder if you really want to be helped. Most of the time, your answers to my questions are complete and direct, but somewhere there is a mental block, a refusal to come to terms with certain details.
I have to go.
There you are, you see? It's exactly as if I had touched a nerve ending. Now, won't you relax, Mr. Croxley? I mean, really open your mind to me.
There's no point. I know it now. You can't help me. I shouldn't have let my wife talk me into coming here.
Well, it's early days yet. Now, come back and see me when you feel a little more responsive. Now, my secretary has penciled in...
Oh, no, I can't make Thursday.
What did you say?
I thought you said Thursday.
No, Mr. Croxley. I was about to. But you have anticipated my words.
There's no point in going on. I shan't come again.
That seems to be a great pity. I feel that we were about to make some progress. However, you know where you can contact me. If you should change your mind, don't hesitate to call. Are you all right?
Yes. It's my wife. She's going to have a visitor.
Sighting confirmed. Course varying 8 to 10 degrees. Get moon base. Right.
Hello, Gay. How long has it been banking and weaving like this?
It started 2 minutes, 20 seconds ago, sir. Before that, course and speed were constant.
What were the readings?
Course 037164. Speed sol 1.6.
We've never had a flight pattern like this before.
Course still varying. Speed now 0.85 and reducing.
Thank you. How long before Commander Straker comes on duty?
What's the panic?
A UFO. Its approach is much slower than usual, and it's varying course constantly.
Yes, but maintaining an overall flight path. Yes, I agree with you, Alec. This zigzagging is unusual.
It's almost as if it were trying to avoid something.
Or find something. Well, we can't take any chances. Sound a red alert for all ground stations.
Shadow control to all stations. We have a red alert. Repeat, condition is red.
Interceptors, immediate launch. Immediate launch. Stand by to set missile control computer.
Right.
Missile timing 1475.
Missile launch. 10 seconds.
Positive. Contact lost.
Moon base to shadow control. We hit it, Commander.
Well done, Lieutenant. Oh, that one certainly made a new approach. I wonder what it was trying to do.
We'll never know, I'm glad to say.
Cigar?
Thank you.
Moon base to shadow control.
What is it, Lieutenant?
I have another contact, sir.
A second UFO?
No, sir. The same one.
The same one? But you reported a positive detonation.
I know, sir. The scanners showed negative. But it's back.
Well, what's the position now, Lieutenant?
I'm sorry, sir. It's through moon base defenses, heading for Earth.
Thank you. Can't understand understand how those interceptors missed. Seemed to me that that UFO was a sitting target.
Maybe that's what we were supposed to think.
And it's a good point, Alec. Force the interceptors to release their missiles, avoid them, then it gets a clear run past the moon-based defenses. Where is it now?
Range 7 million.
Trajectory termination?
It's difficult to say. It's changing course more violently than before. Nearest we can get is Western Europe.
Well, it could be damaged. Lieutenant Ellis reported a strike.
Speed increasing. 1.4. 1.8. 2.4.
That does it. We'll never get near it at that speed. Must get a closer ETT. Is the rate of descent constant?
More or less. There's still a slight variation.
Should be possible to work out a broad target area.
We'll try, but our readings are less than adequate, computer data.
Do your best, Lieutenant. Looks like it's going to hit. The question is, what is it up to?
Tell you what I think, Alec. I think that UFO is under manual control. First, the flight variation was used to disrupt our computer programs. But now, I think the alien is fighting to regain control.
Well, that makes sense. If it's damaged.
Yes. The next few minutes are going to be very interesting.
Trajectory termination. Areas 17 to 23.
Too close for comfort. Sound a red alert.
So, course 017422.
Lieutenant?
ETT, area 17, map reference 405, green.
Alert the mobiles.
Mobile 2 to control. Pass your instructions.
This is Red Alert. Proceed to map reference 405 green. Stand by.
Roger, control.
Mobile 2 moving to ETT now, sir.
It's weaving offline again.
Shadow control to Mobile 2. This is Commander Straker. Get that area sealed off, Foster.
Yes, sir.
I want a detailed survey of the area. If there is a specific target in there, I want to know about it.
John,
I'm on my way home.
what did the doctor say?
He wants to help.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I'm not going back.
John,
Has your visitor arrived yet?
visitor?
John,
Stella, I have to ring off.
I have some thinking to do.
Mobile 2 to control. According to our survey map, there's just a derelict farm and a couple of houses within a 5-mile radius of the ETT.
It's wooded, common land. What could be of interest there?
It's out of control. The alien's being forced to crash land.
No, somehow I don't think so. I mean, what's it after? What could it want in the middle of a wilderness of trees and bracken?
UFO speed decreasing. 12,000 knots. Range 1,000 miles.
Course maintained. No deviation.
So, it's back under control and slowing down enough for a landing.
Speed 7,500 knots. Decreasing. Range 600 miles.
The roadblock should be in position now. The whole area is sealed off.
Three minutes to termination. Course maintained. Speed reducing.
Come on, friend. We're waiting for you.
It'll be a perfect landing, Alec. And we're going to be right there.
All cars in position. Right. Make sure no one gets through the roadblock and await further instructions.
Roger. We'll keep Channel 3 open.
I'm sorry, sir. This area has been sealed off. Military maneuvers.
Military maneuvers.
Yes, sir. You live...
Yes, I live a couple of miles over there.
But I'm afraid you'll
Yes,
have...
I know. It won't be long now.
One minute. Course maintained. Speed. Speed increasing.
Check it.
No error, sir. It's coming down faster.
Get me Colonel Foster.
Sir.
Mobile 2, go ahead, Control.
The UFO's increased speed.
To crash velocity. It'll be too late to correct.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
On Colonel Foster. If there's a survivor, I want him.
Right.
Mobile to Control. Have audio on UFO. Cloud cover preventing visual.
Roger, Mobile 2. It'll be over you in 30 seconds.
Roger.
It's decreasing speed. Switching. Yes, course altered 2 degrees.
Colonel Foster, have you got visual contact?
No, sir. Still tracking on audio.
You're right, sir.
Experimental aircraft.
Right. Maintain the security blanket.
Get there as fast as you can, Colonel.
Yes, sir. Mobile 2 to Control. It's crashed right into a house.
All right, Colonel. Do what you can. I don't understand it, Alec. Under control and out of control. Crash landing velocity, then safe landing velocity. Now it hits a house.
Quite a mess.
Now, let's go over the facts, Alec. Right from the start, that UFO was on an unusual flight pattern.
Well, we can only guess it was a method to outmaneuver the interceptors.
Yes. But let's say it came in damaged.
And, unable to control his ship, the alien tried to land, failed, and hit that house.
No, I don't buy that, Alec. For a while it was out of control, yes. But just before impact, it seemed to be fine. It looped that line of trees and smashed straight into an isolated house.
Sheer coincidence. The house just happened to be in the way.
Well, you could be right. But there's enough doubt in my mind to make me want to see the place for myself. What happened to the pilot?
There was just enough evidence left to establish that he was an alien.
And the UFO is completely destroyed?
The largest piece measured 6 inches. We found it embedded in Foster's mobile.
Well, what's the news on his condition?
It's too early to say. He's lost a lot of blood. At least he was luckier than the co-driver.
What about the woman?
She couldn't have known anything about it. It must have been instantaneous.
What do we know about her?
Ordinary woman, married, no children.
Nothing to connect her with UFOs?
Nothing that we know of. That's her husband out there now.
Suppose I better talk to him, Alec.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
You killed her. An experimental aircraft crashed into my house.
How did you know that?
I was at the checkpoint when word came through.
I'm afraid there's not much more I can tell you.
I know. The details are classified.
If there's anything...
Don't you think you've done enough? My wife is dead.
Look, you've had a pretty bad shock. Have you?
No. They were all Stella's relatives. They don't mean so much to me now.
How's he taking it?
Hard to tell. He seemed to know exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I guess it's pretty difficult to find a new way of telling a guy you're sorry.
Let's get out of here, Alec. Oh, hi, Alec. Is that the time?
Yeah, it's time you went home. You've been here a full 18 hours.
I'll have to go through these reports. Not that they tell us a great deal.
We combed the ruin and everything for a mile around. We lifted security yesterday.
Yes, I understand Croxley was having psychiatric treatment.
He also left his job. It's hardly surprising after what he's been through. I think we can close the book on the incident.
Well, not quite, Alec. Paul Foster's still in the hospital.
Yes, I spoke to him yesterday. Doctors are very pleased with his progress.
The wonders of medical science.
He wants to speak to you.
Me?
He's worried about something.
What?
He wouldn't tell me.
And do you mean to say you called me all the way out here just to tell me that?
Well, I thought you ought to know about it. Surely it's a security matter.
What did he look like?
Well, it's difficult to say. It's just an impression.
Oh, come on now, Paul. Next you'll be telling me you hear strange noises at night.
Now, look, every time I look up, he's there looking at me. Then there's this sort of nausea feeling that comes over me.
I'll get you out of here. You're okay to be moved to our medical center. You'll be closer to home.
You don't believe me, do you?
I'll tell you what I think, Paul. I think you've been lying in that bed too long. I also think if you're well enough to worry, you're well enough to go back to work. I'll arrange for your discharge. Good morning, Miss Elin.
Good morning, sir.
Well, somebody wanted to make sure that got here.
It's been in the material analyzer. Just paper.
Well, with that number of stamps, I would have expected a small atom bomb, at least.
It's probably a film script. It's addressed to you personally. Do you want to read it?
Well, I suppose ingenuity should not go unrewarded. Whoever sent it certainly knows how to draw attention to their work. Maybe they can write, too. I'll pass it along to the script department.
Fine.
Oh, by the way, have our medics cleared Foster yet?
Yes, sir. He's waiting. With Freeman.
How long's it been as quiet as this?
Since you went into hospital.
That was a month ago. You mean there've been no sightings since then?
Oh, just two. The interceptors took care of them. We managed to scratch along without you, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Feeling better?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. In my office? You too, Alec. Well, are you fit for duty, Paul?
Yes, sir. Schroeder checked me out an hour ago.
Good, good. No more little men watching you?
Well, in the medical center, security's tighter than a drum anyway.
Oh, I see. And your little friend, he couldn't get in, eh? Now, don't worry about it, Paul. You go home, get a good rest. Report for moon-based briefing first thing in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Alec. I want you to go over to the Zeta tracker station. The lieutenant in command there has come up with a new grid link-up. Might be something in it. There's no panic.
I can get over there right away.
Fine.
Right. See you later. By the way, what's that?
Oh, I assume this is a film script.
Well, why don't you open it and find out?
Get on to the Zeta tracking station. The commander over there, Lieutenant Grant. Tell him to expect Colonel Freeman later on today.
Is there anything else, sir?
No, no calls.
I'll be out for the rest of the day, Miss Eland.
Yes, sir.
I'll keep Channel 4 open.
Right, sir.
Miss Eland, has Alec Freeman left the building?
No, sir. He's with me now.
Well, have him come back down here immediately.
Yes, sir.
I'm on my way. Something wrong?
I'll say there is. Just about as wrong as you can get.
What is it?
Read it, Alec. Just read it. The SHADO organization. Colonel Alec Freeman, moon base, skydiver, everything. It's all there, Alec. Every last detail.
That's impossible. How could anybody...
How should I know? Security leak, coincidence, lucky guess. What does it matter? That document is a complete dossier on SHADO. Its operatives, installations, equipment.
I don't get it. Who wrote it?
The name's on the front. John Croxley.
The man whose house was hit by a UFO?
Yes. Now you tell me, Alec. How did he get that information?
The whole thing's ridiculous. We checked him out and his wife. Mr. and Mrs. Average.
Yeah. When I told him about his wife, there was something about him. He was different. Hey, wait a minute. Foster's little man in the hospital. That could be Croxley, too.
We'd better pick him up.
No, not yet, Alec. If it was him, I want to know more about him.
Well, he was visiting a psychiatrist. Maybe he knows something.
Right. We'll start there. And you say Croxley stopped coming to see you, Doctor?
Yes, quite certainly. Just before his wife was killed. The same day, in fact.
What was his problem?
Now, you realize, I hope, that I do not normally divulge such details about my patients, but with your authorization, it was a somewhat unusual condition. ESP.
Extrasensory perception.
It's a subject about which we still know very little, but most of us have experienced it at some time or another. You yourself have probably been in the situation of sensing what is going to happen.
Yes, and it usually means trouble.
Well, it affects different people in different ways. Some adjust quickly and make good use of their powers. I believe there have been quite a number of successful theatrical acts based on the condition.
And Croxley?
He is not one of the lucky ones. It is driving him to mental illness. His powers of perception are so pronounced he can hold a complete conversation with someone without that person uttering a single word.
A mind reader?
Not quite. Telepathy, perhaps. He can anticipate. He can, how shall I say, feel the future.
And it bothers him.
To the point of mental breakdown when simple everyday phrases take on a new and terrible meaning.
Yes, well, most of it is clear now, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Croxley phoned here for you earlier today.
And?
For some unexplained reason, he wants you and Mr. Freeman to meet him at the ruin of his house at 10 tonight.
And how did he know we'd be here?
ESP?
We're early. It's only 9:30.
Yes, I always like to look over a convention hall before a conference.
Or a battleground before a battle. You know it's madness, don't you, coming here without security?
You have no choice. Listen, Alec, we have to assume that Croxley can anticipate our moves. Film script. He wrote it by reading Paul Foster's thought patterns.
Or someone told him.
No. Listen, I believe that doctor is right. Croxley has a super sensory power. And if we try to go against his wishes or try to trap him, he'll know about it.
I hope you're wrong about this.
So do I.
Look, I know it's late, but this is not easy to live with.
Listen, Paul, you went through a pretty rough experience. It takes time.
But that was physical.
Paul, you nearly lost your life in that house. Your mind is simply trying to adjust to the recent shock it received when you were injured there.
Well, maybe you're right.
I'm sure of it. Look, if it bothers you that much, there's only one answer. Go back to the house. Overcome your anxiety. Face the problem.
Okay, Doc. I'll go home and get some rest.
Good night, Paul. See you at final medical checks tomorrow.
Croxley? Where are you?
You know, Ed? I think I'm developing ESP. I've got a feeling Croxley's here already.
You're right, Colonel.
Croxley.
The answer to your question is no. Why should I give you my gun? You would both be dead before your hands were on the butts. You see, I do know what you're thinking. You use a shoulder holster, Commander. Please. The lamp. You prefer the right hip, I believe, Colonel. Slowly. You have a more devious thought pattern. I want to see you clearly before I kill you. It's fitting that you should die here, Straker.
We made it easy for you.
Yes. I must say, you have particularly logical mental processes.
How long have you had this ESP, Croxley?
All my life. Oh, it got stronger about a year ago. But I remember I used to play tricks at school, predicting the future.
And UFOs? What do you know about them?
Shut up. You did it, Straker. You've been messing with things you don't understand, and you caused my wife's death.
No, Croxley. Don't you see? Use your power. Use your ESP. A UFO destroyed your house, not me. It was part of a carefully laid plan. The aliens, Croxley. They've taken over your mind. They killed your wife. They're using you. Can't you see why? They're using you to kill us.
Stella.
Croxley, for God's sake.
Mother? You're thinking about your mother. Stop it. Stop it. It's 4 minutes to 12. You die at midnight.
Croxley.
Leaving. Going home. I must see the doctor. The doctor must help me. Help me, doctor. Come through that door and I'll blow your head off.
Croxley, listen. You say you want someone to help you.
Our planet is dying. Our national resources are exhausted. We must come to Earth. We must come to Earth to survive. Mother? Stella? What are you doing? Don't try anything. Over there. 2 minutes. Hello, Billy. Well, we'll be late for school. I know what you've got for lunch. Cheese and pickle sandwiches. No one told me. No, no one told me. No, don't hit me. No.
Give me the gun.
You fool. Do you think I'm going to let you get away with it? We mean no harm to peoples of Earth. Why do you attack us? We're fighting for existence. You must understand. No. There's no need for words. It is time.
He knew. Oh, what did you think, Alec, when you saw Foster appear behind Croxley?
Well, shoot, for God's sake, before he... He could read our thoughts.
Yes. I'll always believe that in the last few seconds, Croxley regained control of his own mind.
Well, here's to fate and fear.
Strange toast.
Not really. What brought Paul Foster to that house?
And Croxley. Fate had him marked from the moment he was born.
How much of his power did he gain from the aliens?
You mean his ESP?
We can only guess, Alec.
And how many other Croxleys are there in the world? Your toast was fate and fear.
Yes. It's fear of the unknown which helps us to keep alert, Alec. When and if the answers do come, it will be fear that helps us recognize them. Anything?
Nothing, sir. The UFO's disappeared.
Well, keep all ground radar on red alert.
Sir.
Is this the lunar module?
Yes, sir.
I'll feel a lot happier when it's landed.
EER is 21 minutes. Rendezvous 4 minutes, 18 seconds later.
Fine.
This is Space Intruder Detector. Red alert. UFO 428, 146, green. Trajectory 042, 7/5.4.
Anything?
Nothing. I picked it up again, Lieutenant. Course 072124. Speed, Sol 0.4. Check. Confirm.
Moonbase to Shadow Control.
Come in, Moonbase.
Confirmed sighting in area T.6, green. Moving towards area yellow at Sol 4.0.
Your sightings are masked from us by the moon. We'll pick it up in T6 yellow.
Out. Check the estimated re-entry time on the module.
Yes, sir.
is Shadow Control. Relay your re-entry time and angle.
Re-entry begins in 7 minutes. Angle 27.5 on a 3-second burn.
Thank you, Captain.
The checks.
Thank you. The UFO's altered course 5 degrees. The interceptors won't make contact. It could reach the lunar module before re-entry, sir.
Make to the captain. Emergency re-entry at an angle 3-1. Increase burn 1 second.
It's a tough order, isn't it?
Theoretically, the UFO could be on us in 4 minutes. The new angle takes us in less than 3.
An angle of over 30 degrees, that's pretty close to the upper limit, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like taking a head-on dive into a bowl of molten lead. It's possible, but you wouldn't do it for kicks.
Sighting now in area blue, sir.
Termination?
I don't have an affirmative yet, sir, but it's definitely closing on the module. UFO's increased speed to Sol 0.6. Even with the new angle, it's going to reach the module before re-entry is complete.
Warn them.
It's too late. I have re-entry cessation on radio contact.
I don't get it, Lieutenant. It's a lot slower than any other signal we've ever picked up.
Yes, but we can't afford to take any chances. This is a red alert. Repeat, this is a red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch. Still no increase in speed?
No, steady at 35,000 knots.
Moon-based interceptors. Imperative you obtain visual contact before making any attack.
Roger. Should go visual any second now. Interceptor leader to moon base. Have visual contact.
Identify.
A little charred around the nose cone, but it's all ours.
Paul, good to see you.
How are you, Paul?
Fine. Well, you gave us all quite a scare.
I gave you quite a scare?
16 hours with no radio contact.
The transmission antennae was destroyed in the re-entry attempt.
Yes, I read the technical report.
Why don't you tell us your version?
Version?
Yes, we'd like to know what happened. From you.
You get my report.
Now, look, Paul, there's nothing official about this.
What'll it be, coffee?
No thanks, you go ahead.
How about something a little stronger?
Now, you know I don't use it, Paul.
Never? Oh, I was forgetting the ice-cold computer mind of Commander Straker can rationalize his troubles away.
Now, look, Paul. We know you've had a pretty rough time, but Commander Straker doesn't have to take that kind of stuff from anyone.
Maybe that's because nobody's dared to dish it out to him before now.
All right. Let's have it.
If you're talking about details of the accident, you're asking the wrong man.
Who should I be asking?
The man who ordered the re-entry angle of 31 degrees.
That, as you very well know, was me. It was a dangerous but not impossible angle.
That depends upon your stage of re-entry. For us, it meant a certain burn-up unless we leveled out.
So you overcompensated and bounced off the atmosphere?
Yes. Just had enough fuel to make it back here.
It was a risk I had to take.
A risk you had to take. Next time you have a risk to take, Commander, let me know and I'll pick up some of that back leave.
Well, over the past year, our rate of success against UFOs has been impressive, but by no means 100%.
Like they used to say in the old days, that'd be like asking for the moon.
Well, that's pretty much what I plan to ask for, Alec. Enough money to set up 4 new, fully automated moon bases over the next 10 years.
Private?
Let's work. Why don't you join us? I think it's the only way to achieve adequate backup capability, even against a massive UFO attack.
Who says they have the capacity to mount a mass attack?
Nobody. Because nobody really knows. But they might have. Next year, 10 years from now, and we have to be ready for it. All right. Let's hear your reactions. Alec?
You're asking a lot, and I think the Council will fight you all the way. But I'm all for trying.
All?
I don't know.
Just exactly what is that supposed to mean?
Well, let's just leave it like that.
No. Spit it out. Well?
Do you want it straight?
Yes, I want it straight. But not here.
And I'd like to know just what you think you're playing at.
Hold it, Alec. All right, Paul. Let's forget rank. For the moment.
Alex says you're asking a lot. I think that's just one way of avoiding the fact that you're asking to double last year's appropriation.
You're saying you're against?
I'm saying we should rename the whole thing Straker's Alien Defense Organization.
Oh. I get the picture. You think I run this organization for kicks? You think I ask for more money so that I get bigger as Shadow gets bigger?
It's got a name. It's called Empire Building.
Now look, Foster, you've just about gone far enough.
It's all right, Alec. Maybe you should have spoken up earlier, Paul.
Maybe. You said you wanted it straight.
That's right. I have no time for yes men.
I think you should put yourself on the furlough roster. 3 to 4 months complete rest.
You think I'm falling down on the job?
I think it's got to you. I think you're obsessed with Shadow and Ed Straker. I think you're making decisions without any real thought to the consequences.
Like that re-entry angle.
Yes, like that re-entry angle. And like spending millions on moon bases when they're needed on Earth. Like 100 other instances I can name.
All right, all right. Suppose Commander Straker took some leave. You got a replacement in mind? Well?
It's possible.
But why the soft pedal? Why don't you just slap him back into line?
It isn't that simple, Alec.
Well, if you take my advice, you'll think about it.
The lunar module leaves for Earth in 17 minutes.
Well, I have to go.
I'll sleep on what you said, Alec.
Fine. You do that.
Safe journey.
General quarters. This is an internal security alarm. This is an internal security alarm.
Seal all exits. I want Captain Craig found and brought here. Use stun guns if necessary, but I want him alive.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
You tell me.
Look over there. He's not here. Come on.
Right.
Right. Continue search in Area 7.
What's taking so long?
We'll find him, sir.
Reception and embarkation areas searched. Sleep sphere checked? Right. Move on to recreation area. Negative.
The explosive store's been broken into. Looks like a high detonation pack is missing.
Hold it, Craig. He's just entered emergency exit 10, wearing a spacesuit.
Order condition red.
This is control. Internal security, condition red. Repeat, condition red.
If he gets near the air and water installations with that explosive pack. Why wasn't exit 10 sealed?
It's an emergency exit, sir. It remains operational even during an alert.
All right. Get some men out there after him.
Yes, sir.
And I want to check on all emergency air supplies.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and find out where he got that spacesuit.
Right away, sir.
Go ahead, Mark.
There's a spacesuit missing from the legisphere, but he won't get far. It was due for recharging. There's practically no air left in the pack.
Scan the surface.
There he is.
We have no choice. Use number 4.
We'll have to use a missile.
No. It's too close to our installation.
Listen to me, Craig. We know what you're trying to do, but it's 200 yards to that air and water installation. You'll never make it.
I'll be close enough.
Lieutenant Craig, we realize you want to destroy Moonbase, but you're destroying yourself. Your air supply won't last.
All systems checked and okayed, sir.
Right. Oh, stand down to yellow.
Yes.
The damage report, sir.
Thank you.
This is control. Stand down to internal condition, yellow.
Well, there's nothing here we can't handle.
Thank you, sir.
What now?
Well, I'm going back to bed.
Aren't you interested to find out what happened?
It'll keep. No one's going anywhere, are they, Colonel?
Give me a teleprinter link to Earth. I want to make a report.
Yes, Colonel.
Colonel Freeman?
Yeah?
I have a communication for you, Colonel.
Well?
It's a somewhat unusual channel.
Well, all right, Lieutenant. What is it?
General Henderson wants to see you right away.
He contacted you?
One of his assistants did.
Well, why not Miss Eland? She usually deals with personal calls.
I was a little surprised myself. Anyway, I was asked to give the message only to you. You were asked not to communicate it to anyone.
Anyone? Does that include Commander Straker?
Commander Straker was specifically mentioned, sir.
I see.
That's what he said.
I appreciate it, Alec. I'm not going to say they shouldn't have told me.
Good. So what's it all about?
Why don't you go along and see Henderson and find out?
Well, you're wondering why I asked you here.
More than that. I'm wondering about the way you asked me here.
You mean my request that you should tell no one about your visit?
I mean the fact that I was asked not to tell Commander Straker.
And did you?
First chance I got.
Read that. You didn't finish it.
I don't have to. I've seen enough. Is that all you wanted to see me about?
Sit down, Colonel, and listen to me. Now, if this had come to me from a shadow operative or even from a senior shadow officer, I'd have pitched it straight into the ash can. But it didn't. It came from Moonbase. From Paul Foster, the man who's backed Straker in every fight he's got into.
If you say so.
I do. Which makes Foster 100% loyal.
Not anymore. Not in my book.
I have to take this seriously, Freeman. That's why you're here. Now, the basic allegation is that Commander Straker has become mentally obsessed with his command and has to be removed. I want your opinion.
It'd make even you blush.
So there's nothing in Foster's allegations?
Nothing.
They're completely false?
Yes.
Even this one? The claim that Commander Straker plans to request double his last year's appropriation? If it's true, it might go a long way towards establishing a case for believing the commander is suffering from serious delusions of grandeur. Well, is it true, Colonel?
I told Henderson to ask you himself, but he knew. If someone had told me just a month ago that Foster would do a thing like this,
Forget it, Alec.
What do you mean, forget it?
Listen, Foster didn't transmit that information to General Henderson out of pure malice. There's got to be another reason for it.
Has there?
He's bucking for promotion, and he doesn't care who he has to step on to get it.
Well, there's only one way to find out the answer. Tackle him about it. Thanks, Alec.
Why don't you girls go and grab a cup of coffee? All right, Paul. You sent details of the new appropriation request to General Henderson.
That's right.
At best, that was a serious breach of trust. What are you trying to pull, Foster?
Stop you spending millions on moon bases for a start.
You should know better than anybody that a mass attack is on the cards.
Speculation.
Half this job is speculation. It must be.
Yes, and it's proving pretty expensive.
In the past 4 months, there has been a marked fall-off in UFO sightings.
Which proves that our present equipment is more than adequate.
Maybe. Or maybe it indicates a grouping. A grouping for a much larger operation. It's going to come. I want to be ready.
I think you're wrong.
I don't care what you think. I didn't come in here to discuss the appropriation. I want to talk about your future with this organization.
Are you firing me?
No. Nobody gets fired from SHADO. Your report to General Henderson was an inconvenience. I can ride that out. No. You're free to express your right of criticism of this command. But you are not free to divulge information given to you in confidence.
And if I do? All right. Let's get one thing clear. I stick to my opinion. I'm gonna push for a change of command.
How hard will you push, Paul? As hard as Craig?
You still say he tried to kill you?
Yes.
With an empty hypodermic.
What did you say? I've told no one how he tried to kill me. An air bubble in the blood. Lethal. And very difficult to prove the cause of death. Open it.
No use, Commander. The doorway's sealed. We won't be disturbed.
Must be a short circuit someplace.
Get the emergency power switched on and trace the fault.
Right.
Colonel. Why don't you just think about this?
Think about it. That's exactly what I've done ever since that last re-entry.
We're switching to the emergency power circuit. Emergency power circuit now in operation.
You're crazy, Foster. You know that, don't you?
Am I?
You must be to think you'll get away with this.
You run this organization too long, it's as simple as that.
All right, Foster. What do you plan to do?
You came into the control sphere.
You asked the girls to leave and lock the doorway.
You tried to talk me back into line. I refused. You started throwing insults. There was a fight. You lost control and pulled a gun. Your gun, Commander. I got it from your locker. I managed to jump you. There was a struggle.
And the gun went off accidentally.
Got it in one.
If we bypass the damaged circuit, we can link into the emergency supply.
Right.
And I want a couple of men outside immediately.
Yes, Lieutenant.
One question, Colonel. What happened in that module during the 16 hours of radio blackout? All right, Foster. Give me that gun.
Why did you use it? Makes no difference. That shot punctured the sphere. We're losing air. This is the end, Straker.
Is it?
If you don't pass out, I'll kill you with your own gun.
Guess you try and get it.
Well, I won't have to. You'll pass out before I will. That's it. Fight it. I can wait. You see, it's a question of physique. I'm younger, fitter, stronger.
You're forgetting one thing, Foster. Willpower.
We've bypassed the circuits.
Okay. Stand by.
The door should be open in 1 minute.
But why? Why?
I don't know, Alec. I just don't know. 2 men bounce off the atmosphere during re-entry. We know that a UFO was closing with their ship. Then, after an extended space flight, they managed to limp back to Moonbase. Now, what happened during those 16 hours?
Something pretty frightening. Something traumatic enough to make both of them want to kill you.
Well, we may know more when the psychiatric unit has finished its tests.
Now, Paul, let's go back to the lights.
What lights?
Yes. The strange, strange lights you were telling me about. Now, Paul, you are in the lunar module. You've been forced to abort the re-entry attempt.
Check the fuel. What? Well, that's not enough. Compute for lunar orbit. Well, the antenna is damaged. No hope of radio contact. We're on our own.
Go on, Paul, go on. It's later, an hour later.
On course. Well, I said the fuel holds out.
And then? What happened then, Paul? The light? You saw a light?
Light.
So strong. It's so bright. It's blinding me.
What's making this light? Where does it come from?
Kill.
Where does this light come from, Paul?
Kill.
Pulse rate 104 and still rising, Doctor.
Kill.
Kill who?
Kill. Kill. Kill Straker.
Relax. It's all right. Relax now. Relax.
Sorry I'm late. All right. Let's have it.
Paul Foster is finished.
Finished? But you said yesterday that it was going to be all right.
Yes, but in our psychoneuralgic test, we found that...
Never mind the textbook blurb. What happened?
Well, sometime during that space flight in the lunar module, Colonel Foster was subjected to a deep subliminal impulse.
Brainwashed. By who or whatever was in that UFO.
Brainwashed?
Yes, the impulse was extremely powerful and confined to one specific action. To kill you.
But you said that Foster could be completely normalized.
That's right. But our latest tests have shown there is still a trace of the impulse deeply rooted in his subconscious.
Just exactly what does that mean?
It means that we can never be sure.
Sure.
That next week, next month, or in 5 years' time, the impulse might surface and Foster's subconscious will force him to kill you. It could happen today.
Jackson, you said we couldn't be sure. So there is a doubt.
That's right. I could be wrong. Foster may have it under complete control.
Well, surely there's something. Drugs, hypnosis.
No, I'm sorry.
You know what this means?
Lock the door. Under no circumstances whatsoever, open it for 15 minutes. Is that understood?
Very good, sir. So this is it. Thing is, I feel perfectly normal. Oh, I don't blame you. I know it has to be done. I'd do the same in your place. What did the reports say? I'm liable to crack up again? Look, I know you just can't kick me out of Shadow. I know too much. Total security. Well, for God's sake, get it over with.
think there's a few things you should know first, Foster. The aliens planted one objective in your mind. To kill me. The rest of your mind was unaffected.
I don't understand.
I know you don't understand. The psychiatrists, they gave you a clean bill of health.
Well, if I'm okay, why this?
I think you said it pretty well yourself. You told me you were going to push for a change of command. Change of command. 10 years. I've given 10 years of sweat and sacrifice to get SHADO running the way I want it. And I won't let some young punk like you mess things up. You're a threat, Foster. A troublemaker. Now, I can't fire you, and I can't shelve you. So...
I don't believe you.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, there's Henderson. Now, he won't let you get away with this.
Won't he?
And then there's Freeman. What about Alec Freeman?
I can handle Alec Freeman. Hold it, Foster. Now, who do you think they're gonna believe? Foster. You've had it. Change of command. You're gonna throw 10 years away from a punk like you? You're gonna tell General Henderson, huh? Guards! They take orders from me, Foster. Now get back, Straker! You're going to have to kill me, Foster. No! I said kill me. It's you or me. Shoot! Kill! Kill! It's all right, Paul. It's all right. You're trying to kill me! I could have killed you any time I wanted. I'm sorry, Paul. I had to do it. I had to be sure. If you were ever going to kill me, it would have been just now. It's all right.
Still haven't figured it all out, but he's quite a guy.
Yeah. All set, fellas? Let's go. To see General Henderson about the money for the new moon bases. By the way, Paul, I'll listen to any reasonable arguments against it in the car. And I'll tell you how it's going to be.
Radio Shadow Control. No survivors. Some evidence of UFO.
So it must be that UFO that came in a month ago under a radar blind spot.
And if it stayed underwater, it would escape deterioration in the Earth's atmosphere.
They could even have slipped in a special underwater craft in component sections.
Possibly. They seem to have perfected life maintenance in a liquid environment.
Right. So what do we do next?
A detailed search of the entire area. I'll go myself.
In skydiver?
What else?
Well, wouldn't you rather I took over?
Oh, that. Well, the dictionary defines it as a morbid dread of confined spaces. Skydiver's not all that small.
And you're not always morbid.
Exactly.
Get me Skydiver's positional chart.
Yes, sir.
It's in the South Atlantic area, about 400 miles south of St. Helena.
Is there a rendezvous point there where we could exchange a sub-cruise?
Well, there are dozens of small atolls in the area, mostly uninhabited.
Good. I want to be aboard with the best available sub-crew as soon as possible.
Switch to sea skim. Pull ahead, folks. I'm needed below, sir. My cabin is at your disposal.
Thank you, Captain.
Maintain sea skim until we reach search area.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we'll find anything?
Well, it's hard to say. But the more I think about it, the more the theory stands up. Well, we know they've taken people from houses in broad daylight.
You mean it'd be a lot easier mid-ocean?
Right.
It's a big place to play cat and mouse.
Yes, but we'll just have to make sure that our claws are well sharpened.
How do you mean?
Well, we're trying to find them. Let's hope that the aliens don't think that we're the mouse.
Approaching B17, sir. Right, plot a search pattern.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant?
Sir?
I want a constant radar sweep and sonar sounding.
Yes, sir.
Straker.
We're making the first sweep on the surface, sir.
And we'll be going under for a submerged circuit.
Right.
Carry on, Captain.
Let's make the most of the fresh air.
Starting vector search.
Course 019, veering to 023. Decreasing sweep on 14 degrees port.
Right.
Maintain the watch, Colonel. I'm going below.
Right.
Have you ever used this? I asked if you had ever used the escape hatch, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir, in training. Our navigator, Lewis, he's the one you want to talk to about those.
Oh, never mind. Just familiarizing myself with the ship.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, Nina?
Fine, sir.
What is it?
Large shoal of fish. Sonar is our best bet.
Well, you're the expert. It's a tight ship, Captain.
Thank you, sir.
Sonar echo increasing.
What do you make of it, Lieutenant?
Metallic object. I'm moving quite fast. 60 knots.
How far?
2,000 yards increasing.
Get below, Colonel. I'm taking you down. Dive! Dive! Dive!
What is it?
An underwater craft, sir. Moving ahead of us.
Altering course. Veering to starboard. Eight degrees.
8 degrees starboard.
8 degrees starboard, sir.
Switch on underwater cameras.
Visibility poor, sir. Rock formations. We've lost it.
Anything?
These rocks don't help.
Lieutenant Chin.
Main system still operating. Right surface. Blow tanks 1 and 2.
Blowing 1 and 2.
Looks bad.
Let's get him down below. Easy.
Malfunction on 1. Keep trying those tanks. Hold it! Shut down ballast. That was a starboard turbine.
Commander, I'm getting a new signal.
Coming back to finish the job.
It's heading away, toward the surface.
Can we launch Sky One?
We can try.
All right, Paul.
Alien craft airborne.
Pull it up, Paul.
It's no good.
What's its attitude?
10 degrees.
It's enough. Launch Sky One.
Lift off.
Roger.
Sky 1 airborne, sir.
Sky One to control. Target destroyed. Sky One to control. Come in, Skydiver.
Contact lost, sir.
We're going down. Turbine's non-functional.
Shut down the reactor.
Yes, sir.
Prepare to switch to emergency power.
We're still going down.
Emergency power. Crash positions.
Shadow control. Overflying last known position. Still no radio contact. Wreckage apparent. Redocking negative.
Roger, Sky 1. Proceed to nearest Shadow base. Starting Subsmash procedure.
Roger.
Done. Marker board's released, sir.
Good.
What about the power?
Well, we're not getting a warning alarm from the reactor, so the radiation shield must be okay.
Well, that's something. At least we're not going to die from radiation exposure.
Right. Well, by now, Sky One will have reported our position, so a rescue team will be on its way. Now, we all know the standing orders regarding the Subsmash, so if we just follow them, we'll be all right. So let's get to it. Colonel Foster, the air systems and electrics.
Sir.
Lieutenant Lewis.
Sir?
Check the ballast tanks, and also the escape hatches.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Barry, let's see what shape our communications are in.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, Chin?
I'll be all right, sir.
Good, good. We're gonna need you. Listen, do you feel up to going to stern with me and checking the turbines?
Yes, sir.
Good. You know, we may get this old tub off the shelf before the rescue team gets here.
Yes, sir.
Albatross 2-5 to Shadow Control. We have positive area location on Skydiver beacon. Homing on signal now.
Roger, Albatross.
Another 50 minutes. What do you think?
No way of telling, sir. Subsmashers are always difficult.
How about to check things out in the cabin?
Oh, sir. Sir.
We'll be there in less than 50 minutes. What do you think their chances are?
Hard to say. By the time we get there, it could be sitting on the surface, waiting for us.
That's not likely, is it? Wreckage.
Till we get there, sir. It's anyone's guess.
Nearly through here, Commander. How are things astern?
Not good. One turbine completely blown, and there's some damage to the reactor cooling plant.
Well, that means we can forget the main power supply.
How long will the emergency storage batteries last, Chin?
The meters register 8 hours, and we can't recharge without the reactor.
How about the air supply, Paul?
Well, it's impossible to be accurate, but I estimate there's enough air for 8 hours. About the same as the batteries.
What's the story on our communications, Lieutenant?
Main radio knocked out, sonar and radar working. The hydrophone on the marker buoy is active, but the power is weak.
Lieutenant Lewis. I hope you got some good news for us on those escape hatches.
Well, there's only one of them operational, sir, number 3 hatch. And that's got trouble.
Well, it's working, but the systems check indicates damage. In addition, there's something wrong with the pumps. I reckon it'll take upwards of 90 minutes to empty that hatch.
One escape hatch in commission, and that's only usable every 90 minutes.
What about the missile tubes?
Oh, no go, Commander. The ship's angle rules them out. The rock ledge is blocking the exits.
Looks like number 3. See what you can do about fixing up those pumps. And double check on those hatches.
Yes, sir.
Paul, I'll be in the captain's cabin.
Can you get any more speed out of this thing?
Not without blowing our engines to pieces. You know Commander Straker pretty well, don't you?
Yes. Pretty well.
Well, Paul?
We've checked it again, sir. Looks pretty bad.
Well, we'll have to start making for the surface. Now, we've got to phase this pretty carefully. We're working with very little air and practically no time.
I'm a bit worried about the outer door on 3. There's indication of severe damage.
What about the pumps?
Well, still no improvement. With the reactor off, the power's very low. What do we tell the crew?
Forget it. They've figured it out for themselves already.
Don't worry, Nina. We'll get out all right.
You've been in this situation before, haven't you?
Yeah, it was a big boat. Full crew, 69 men trapped on the bottom, but we all got out. And we will this time, too. All right. Let's go over the situation. Now, there's only one regular escape hatch still working, but its pumps are damaged, as well as its outside door. But there is another emergency escape route through the crash dive flood tube. But once its covers are blown, it can't be drained unless Skydiver surfaces. So that means that we can only use it once.
That tube is pretty narrow, sir. It's some crawl.
Yes, I know that, Lieutenant, but it means that 2 of us will get out immediately. Now, that will leave 3 of us down here. But if it takes 90 minutes to empty the hatch each time, we can all be out of here in 4.5 hours. Now, are there any questions?
You said 4.5 hours, Commander, but at best the air can last only...
You're forgetting one thing, Lieutenant. The fewer people there are down here, the longer the air will last.
Have you decided on an order of escape, sir?
Yes, I have. Lieutenant Barry, you will use the crash dive tube.
Yes, sir.
Lewis?
Sir?
You'll have first crack at the escape hatch.
But, sir...
That's an order. Lieutenant Chin will follow you in the escape hatch, and then Colonel Foster. All right, let's get to it. Nina. The crash dive tube is the safest way out, but it won't be easy. When we throw the control and the water comes in, it'll hit you like a sledgehammer.
Yes, sir, I know. I used it once during training.
Good, good. It'll only last for a second, and then you'll be okay.
I'll manage.
Right, well, the sooner you get out of here, the more air it'll be for the rest of us.
There's no chance of our surface vessel getting to the area ahead of us.
Forget it. She's 5 hours away. We're on our own.
Well, there's only a slight swell. We'll be able to handle it.
All set. Good. Synchronized watches. 15:50.
Check.
Check.
Now, we'll blow the hatch in 5 minutes, Lieutenant. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. See you topside.
Right, Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you make it. We will, Lieutenant. Flood 3.
Hatch flooded, sir. Check. Negative. Must be jammed. It's open. He's made it.
Nina should be in position now. Prepare to detonate in 20 seconds. Ten seconds. Detonate.
Well, they should be up by now.
We're all of us gonna get out okay, aren't we, sir?
Sure, Chin. How's the head?
Well, I'll be fine when I get up to the surface.
Sure. Hey, just hang on, Chin. Rescue team will be here in no time.
Yes, sir.
What are his chances? He won't last 10 minutes in the water without help. Try and rest, Chin. We'll be out in 1 hour. Straker.
Ed, it's me.
Alec. Thank God.
We've got Lewis.
What did you say?
I said we've got Lewis. He's quite safe. He's explained the situation. Now look, Ed, just hang on.
Alec, have you got Nina?
Nina? No.
She went out right after Lewis.
Well, don't worry. We'll get her. We'll find her. Look, Ed.
You've got to conserve your air supply. Now just rest and stay as quiet as possible.
The divers are coming down now.
They'll get you up.
Alec. Power's failing.
I'll check the escape pumps. They're slowing down.
Help me. Straker. Someone.
He's burning up.
That's right. Relax, Lieutenant. Relax.
Stop him, Paul! Go out and get that equipment! Let it stay moving! Get him, Paul! Hold him! Hold him! He's out of it.
Help me. Ah.
You know, death's never worried me before. Right now, I'm scared.
You're getting older.
How do you mean?
The older you get, the more precious life becomes. You become aware of what life is. Time, sir. All right.
Commander.
Get moving.
But, sir.
Colonel Foster, get off this boat.
Commander.
You're breathing my oxygen. In you go.
How does it look?
She's jammed fast, sir. The only certain way of moving her is by heavy lifting gear, but we need the salvage vessel for that.
Is there any way we can get an air supply down there?
Negative. I was hoping to use the escape hatch, but it's still flooded.
The pumps must have backed up completely.
It's hopeless.
You'll have to go down there again. And get me a suit, will you?
Sir.
What you gonna do?
I don't know. But we're gonna get him out of there somehow.
Mary.
I never want to see you again.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're sending them down now.
Right. And send down some more lights.
Right.
Air pressure falling. Oxygen count down to 15.1. Emergency power failing. Commend captain and crew. Note for Dr. Schroeder, subject myself. Pulse rate 105. Claustrophobia negative.
The book. If it had to be anyone, I'm glad you're here. I mean, I'm glad. It's you.
resurrection, when the sea shall give up her dead.
I don't believe it.
So that's the way it happened.
You mean to say you just blew us out of the water?
Well, what else could we do? Holden came up with the idea.
And with Skydiver off the ledge, the divers got in through the missile tubes.
And that's the way it happened.
I'm afraid the visitors will have to leave now. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No smoking.
Well, back to the salt mines.
Bye.
Oh, thanks for the cigars, Alec. Well, Nina, we were pretty close down there.
Yes. If there was anything I said which, well...
Or didn't say? That's what life's all about, I guess. The things we never say. Well, they're kicking me out of here this afternoon. I better go and pack my toothbrush. You'll be back on Moonbase in a week or so.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy, Nina.
Bye.